trade deadline here. It comes up, we come up on it. There's a few people here, and we'll talk about some that are listed here in this graphic because there are some of these players we talked about recently. For people that can't see it, it is Breece Hall, Chris Olave, and Jakobi Meyers. Now, I've heard a couple people. I'm trying to think. Other a couple people I've heard mentioned. They've called about on the Rashid Shaheed. So I've heard a couple Saints players. So I've heard that people have called on Rashid Shaheed, and that people are calling on Chris Olave, of course, great receiver. The Breece Hall situation. Now that kind of depends on if you're Jets, you're ready to just blow it up, right? Maybe you're not calling on Garrett Wilson because he's injured, but maybe you still are. I don't know. Now, Jakobi Meyers, I've been hearing Jakobi Meyers getting up out of Las Vegas for a while, so I'm not sure even why he's even still there. Like, I'm not sure what's going on there with him. It seems like even when they're on the field, the Geno situation there doesn't seem to be going too great right now. And also, Trey Tucker has been seemingly the guy there. I've heard his name called a lot more than Jakobi Meyers. Geno really seems to like Trey Tucker. So it's interesting to see if they make a move there. What are your thoughts here on these guys? And then we can kind of go into some other guys here. Trade deadline.
If I'm any of those teams, why not? What am I helping on to? So, I mean, the Jets are a cross-off. They're not making the playoffs. The Raiders are a cross-off. All those 3 games are cross-off. You
feel like it's already over. You're saying cross-off like it is just already a wrap. The Jets got their first win, man, here. Was last
finally.
Week?
Yeah, got their last win. What are they? One and whatever.
Like 1-7 or something like that.
Yeah,
man.
And then you got the Saints going to then another quarterback. So I mean, we're gonna ride.
Are they not going to Spencer Rattler? Is it the Tyler Shot show?
It's a Tyler Shot show. So
wow.
Get your shots or whatever.
Yeah, but
that one. And then you got and
man,
I
didn't last long for Spencer, man. Right?
I know. Well, I mean, it's just
was he playing that bad?
I thought he was playing okay, but again, I could see you're not winning. You might as well see.
If you're a coach, right? Man, you're like, hey, man, I got to just do something, bro. I might be out of here. I need to start throwing spaghetti at the wall at this point.
Exactly. Let's just see what we got. We got. I don't know. We kind of know what we got with Rattler, right? I think he's what is he? Has he won a game? He's won one game or something like that? It's like, yeah. So, but again, and then the Geno Smith. I mean, it was a great comeback story, but I think the wheels are.
Has a slipper came off over there.
I think
man.
It's come off.
Cinderella story over, man. I was looking at that, and I think we had just talked about how his story. Like, hey, man, Geno's transitioning pretty good, and he was terrible. And then he was like consistently terrible, and then he was like leading. The thing that I like the most about him is, my favorite stat is the accuracy in QBs.
Yeah,
he's turning it over, man. All over the place, it looks like.
All over the place.
Man, what is happening? Like this, it's crazy. What difference? Like maybe it's the organization because you look at Sam Darnold now going to where Geno Smith left and having continued success, kind of leaving, starting where he left off with McConnell there in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So he's doing pretty good. Was it the organization? Was it just Seattle? Because Geno leaves Seattle is not looking as great. No, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, but I liked him. I think the cool thing with Geno was the start of it, right? He was the start of the whole, like, the renaissance of quarterbacks making a comeback that you thought were just were backups, like him, Baker.
He's still tearing it up, man.
I like Sam Darnold, right? Came back.
Yeah.
He's making a comeback. So you have these list of guys that the last few years, like, they were like, either on their way out, practice squad, backups. And you were like, oh, wow. But unfortunately, I think for Geno, it's just maybe a lot was masked for him. And I mean, he definitely had better receivers in Seattle. And poor Brock Bowers has been injured for him.
Don't I know my fantasy?
Don't you know, right?
Brock Bowers, my fantasy reach that has not seen the field, man, not been the guy he was. It reminded me of my CMC last year, bro. That of course going on tear up this year after I didn't pick him. Yeah, man. We all know how these things go. Yeah,
but
hopefully Bowers gets back out there. He's got to come back out there here this week, and hopefully he looks somewhat like he looked before. But maybe that's just another reason, even like, hey, well, it's not enough balls to go around there. And I feel like you got to get Myers up out of there. I don't know if he said he wanted to go or so, but there's some reason I thought Jacoby was going to be out of there anyway. I'm not clairvoyant. I'm not sure why. I didn't think he was going to be there this entire season. And we don't really know. As you go into trade deadline, he could still end up being there. You never know.
And yeah, and most of the time, the trade deadline with the NFL, it's usually like nothing really happens. Usually nothing happens. I mean, 99% of the time, it's usually nothing. But if I'm those three teams, I'm those three guys, and I want to at least get something. If I get something back for these guys, because they're both all three of these teams are going to be high in the draft. So you want to, like I said, if you're not going to win this year, you better start building for next year and start building up that draft. Or draft compensation.
Because I like Olave. So if I'm teams, I'm calling on him. I think all these players, but for me, it would be Olave and Breece Hall, then Jacoby Myers if it was these people in this order. But there's a lot. These are just the three that are in the graphic, not necessarily the people that are garnering interest. Because I'd heard people calling on Hendrickson. Maybe that's before.
I heard that one too.
The injury, but I heard it was happening. So I'm pretty sure there's other people who is there anybody out there that you feel like should make the move? Like, hey, this team needs to make this move.
If maybe
that could actually be made. I mean,
that could actually be made. I think if I'm Patriots, I'm looking for a running back. Because I
really don't know love for Ramondre.
I like Ramon, but he does have the fumbles. And the guy they drafted isn't doing too well, so maybe just shore up that backfield.
Maybe you're the Breece Hall candidate there.
I don't think the Jets are trading within the division. I mean, that'd be kind of nice.
No, absolutely not. We're not giving you no.
But I mean, if you can wiggle, maybe if you could get, I don't think I think he's already put a kibosh on it, but I know Alvin Kamara, that'd be a nice little piece to add there.
I wonder what that would be like, right? If you're Kamara, you've been with the Saints this whole time to this point. I'm not saying that you're like obligated to retire with them or anything, but it would seem, I guess, kind of strange. I mean, maybe most people, I got to look back, because most people leave their teams, go back through the NFL history and really figure out if it's more rare guys, like you remember their formative years with teams, but they do leave teams, right? So AP wasn't just with the Vikings.
No.
And Emmett wasn't just with the Cowboys. And when you can look at a lot of these running backs, or not, even when you look at Derrick Henry's story, he's not just going to be with the Tennessee Titans. So maybe it's more par for the course than anything else. And maybe that does tend to signal a time in a person's career, though, if nothing else. Like when they go to that other team, not everybody's going to have the Derrick Henry type of situation or the Saquon Barkley type situation where they go to another team and they're just like destroying folks. Maybe that would be with the Patriots. The Patriots seem to be hanging in there without that. And Ramondre's been serviceable. And I think they like Ramondre more, from what I heard too, was keeping Ramondre on the field was his pass protection. Was keeping him on the field more. That pass pro, man, it'll some job security there if you're running back, that you can be decent and get that pass pro down. So interesting move to think about if they were to try to go for an Kamara. I'm not sure if Kamara's even on the block. Everybody seems to be looking at New Orleans wanting to take things right off that team like a buffet. So that's very interesting. They just come shopping on your whole team, bro.
Right. But again, I think I heard he put the kibosh on it, but we all know how those things can change. Like, man, a couple more games of losing, it's like, where am I?
I mean, you gotta be used to it by now, right? I mean,
right?
If you're comfortable, you've already been losing.
Yeah, true. Good point.
I would feel like if you weren't okay with it, I feel like you should have been at least shaking it up a bit. You know what I mean? Going to management, saying stuff like, if you guys don't get it together here, or have my agent maybe put the noise out there, something that says, hey, I'm really wanting to play for a competitor or something like that. Because I don't think anybody just wants to lose, but maybe some people press it more that they really don't. You know what I mean? Like, no, bro, you're really going to have to get this together. I'm up out of here. Like, I'm not going to be around losing.
Right.
Versus some people are just like, well, they told me they were going to try to be good this year. So I like these guys. I like, my kids go to school here. I'm just going to kind of ride it out a bit tight, so you don't, I don't know. I think that it's Kurt probably put the kibosh on us trading him after his last game.
Oh,
with
no. Nobody wants him.
No. I mean, with the Dolphins. I don't think we're getting him out of here now for the price I would want to get him out of here for anyway. Because I was, I'm already at, for what people are trying to pay for him before that, I was like, we might as well keep him. But that market's got to degraded more after that performance against the Dolphins.
Yeah, especially against the Dolphins. So like that's every team is almost like the Super Bowl team against the Dolphins this year, and you can't even go.
Man, what is that? We did that against the Dolphins, and we did that against Carolina, man. And we did
Carolina, right?
A couple teams. We made, Bryce looked like Bama Bryce when he was
right
in here,
Right. But at least I have to respect Carolina. At least they have a defense. I mean, everyone's been running and passing on the Dolphins all year, and all of a sudden we can't. I understand we didn't have Drake London, but it's like we still had other weapons. We still had other guys we could use. So yeah,
we just looked terrible. Like what?
We looked terrible.
We looked absolutely terrible, man.
Yeah, looked horrible.
I would like to see. I would like the Patriots move would be interesting. I'm thinking around the league where teams are competitive. Do you think that there's anything? I don't think AJ Brown is leaving Philly. I think maybe if the trade deadline was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, that would have sounded more plausible. I mean, you never know. Could still happen. But what do you think about that? You think that's all kind of put to bed? Because for one, if I'm Philly, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
You're not going to get another AJ Brown for AJ Brown, so I'm not doing it.
No, I mean, if they're going to do that, that seems like more like an off-season thing where, you're looking at the draft where your position, okay, you could probably take another receiver. Not saying someone's going to replace AJ Brown, but I'm just saying if maybe Devontae's going to be your number 1, you're going to go out and draft a number 2 in the draft. It's just that seems more like plausible than like you're in the playoff hunt. You're one of the top seeds. You wouldn't trade your best receiver. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Then where are we really at? Like, I mean, if there aren't really, I'm trying to think what other players would even be out here that would be on the block. Because even the guys that have been mentioned, like the Olaves of the world, like the people that are in this graphic with Breece Hall and Jacoby Myers or the Trey Henderson.
Uh-huh.
You don't really hear the team say they're trying to trade them. So even that, like I haven't heard that the teams are chopping them.
No.
I've heard that there's been interest in them. So even that, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, is any of this even real? Are we going to go a few days and nothing really happens? Or you can have like a crazy NBA type trade deadline situation come down and all these guys have been moved like crazy.
Or, or it's like that.
You don't really know. People are keeping it a little bit closer to the vest, man.
Yeah.
From what
or it's like Team A called Team B about this player before the draft or before the deadline. Like we hear that so many times, like, okay, thanks for the nothing story. It's like, okay, yeah, we're going to hear all that, I think, after the fact, but it's like, who cares? It's like you called about this person. I mean, I'm pretty sure like 20 other teams did the same thing you did. But you're the higher profile team, so that's why you got the mention on social media. So that's the stories where I think we're going to hear. I don't think you're going to see. We could see a firework or two. It usually doesn't happen for the trades, but we'll see. I'm not. Let's just say I'm not I won't be watching my phone like crazy for the trade deadline day.
Well, it's interesting because I don't know if Breece is actually going to be on the block. Somebody's saying that he could be, but the problem with all these guys, because I'm seeing is Chuba Hubbard could be, but might not be. I feel like they just paid Chuba Hubbard.
Just paid him, but you got their number 2 came in there as he's number one. So again, what are you going to get for him? If you're getting the 6th or 7th rounder, what's the point, right? So unless how much of the salary the team's picking up on the next team. So that's an interesting one. That'd be a nice one to pick up for New England if I'm looking just upgrade my running back room.
Now I'm saying a Jerome Ford. Would that interest you at all? If Jerome Ford was on the block.
Nah, not really. It's okay.
Now
Hendrickson would make me that would get me interested. Yeah, that if top defensive guy, what am I getting? What I have to give up for him? But that I've heard his name floated around, so that one. I mean, their defense kind of sucks anyway. So why not just throw? See what you get for him. It's not like your defense is stopping anybody anyway. You couldn't stop the Jets, so I mean, what's the point of keeping around?
Say that the Jags are, or maybe were, because now the Jags team, the head coach Liam Cohen has come out and said they're not listening to any Brian Thomas Jr. offers. Before saying they may be listening, going to they're not, no plans. And he's also kind of dealing with injury situation, right? So, are you really trading for a guy with an injury? I don't know. Jakobi Meyers still name right in there, I guess.
I like Jakobi Meyers. I mean, he's a solid guy.
He's in there.
Yeah, I like Jakobi. If I'm gonna, if I want,
where would he go?
Oh, where would I want him to go? Where he would make a difference? You know where I'd like to see him go? I think it'd be like to see him over with the Rams, just to kind of be that insurance piece for Puka. Maybe you don't have to just to have him there. Why not?
Do you think the Colts upgrade at wide receiver, man? Being that
that's a good one.
They're rocking. They're in a kind of situation where they seem like they could just upgrade. But Jonathan Taylor, of course, you're not upgrading there.
Jonathan Taylor,
you are going to try to upgrade wide receiver. No knock at Michael Pittman, but if you could put maybe a couple of these guys, whether Jakobi or Chris Olave or Jakobi, somebody over there.
There you go. Got a solid 1A, 1B combination going there, and and Daniel Jones is fooling all of us this season, so why not give him another target out there? And then Jonathan Taylor, I think we all missed him on the fantasy draft, so there we go. So we all missed out on that one.
Number one, because yes, absolutely. He's destroying. I have a league. I have one league with him in it, and yes, I am doing very well in that league. It'd be interesting to see where any of these people fall in that. And as I said, these things are kind of close to us. And by the time we do another episode, who knows where things have actually fell. But it'll be interesting to see, because it's a lot of the players and a lot of the problems with talking about these NFL trade deadlines like this is all these players are so good that teams are of course are calling on them. So it's like you hear people say, hey, they're listening on Chris Olave, or they're calling on Chris Olave or Breece Hall or Jakobi Meyers, these players that are productive. And it's kind of like, of course they're calling on them. Like, you would think that teams would be calling on them regularly, right? Because these are very good, productive players. So it's hard to kind of discern sometimes what is genuine, traction on a trade and what is just a bunch of conversation. To be honest with you.